Hello, Libra. Thank you for tuning into your love read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Libra Tarot by Renata Lechner. For the supportive Oracle cards, the Magical Spell cards by Lucy Cavendish, illustrated by Jessie Reish. I think I'm going to have to wash that box again. I just washed it the other day. I'm starting to really suspect that my cat's knocking my box around when I'm not looking. All right, relationship first, single second. What do we have for Libra? What do we got for Libra? Snap, 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 snap. We got a bunch of Oracle cards on this one. All right, let's see what we're doing here. I like that card, but I feel like we have to go through these two first. All right. Is that the 9? Yep, 9 of Swords with the healing. When we're coming into this situation, it does feel like regret. Which it could be you just feel like you didn't know something that you wanted to know at the time. Maybe you didn't have complete information. You may not have had complete information is what I'm getting. And you made a decision or you moved forward with something and it just blew up in your face. And I feel like that's where the regret is, and that's where you're kind of healing because you're looking back like, oh, I didn't know this, or this. There's something missing that you didn't know, and you're figuring it out after the fact, and you're just like, what should I have done to find that information? Or did I realize that was missing? Did I realize something was not right there? I also feel the healing is like, because this seems to be something that is directly affecting you and your partner. I feel like this is between the two of you. You're trying to find a way to smooth out the situation, smooth over the waters, I guess you could say. Smooth over the waters. Smooth it out, get the wrinkles out of the fabric, you know. I feel like that's where you're standing, and I know that you're thinking about this, but I'm also seeing you kind of hold back a little bit. Because I do feel you holding back in this situation, which is interesting for Libra. Libras, stereotypically granted, are usually great communicators, in my opinion. And I'm getting where you're going next is the 4 of Swords with the best possible decision. I feel like you're not pushing anything forward. You're really just going internally on this. I don't see the Hermit card here, but the 4 of Swords is like you're putting down the fight. You're not going forward to the other person. You're not trying to smooth it out directly. You're just kind of absorbing what's happening, how things are going, how the other person seems to be feeling and relating to you. You're not bringing the subject. Whatever the point of contention is, you're not bringing that up. You're just putting that sword down. Like right now, it doesn't seem like it's a good idea to bring that forward. They're saying that you're correct. Best possible decision. Let it be what it is. The reason I see you doing that too is the 5 of Swords. I could bring it forward, but there'll be no improvement here. It won't make it any worse. It doesn't seem like it would make it worse to bring it forward, but it's not going to make it any better, and it's probably going to be uncomfortable to talk about. So if there's not going to be any improvement, why bring it forward? So I feel like that's why. It makes sense to me. I feel like that makes complete sense to me. Now your partner, I feel them holding the same. They don't seem to be changing how they're feeling about the situation, but I don't see them changing. Their role in the relationship is not changing at all either. So while I'm also seeing the spiritual card where they want to know more or understand more with the 5 of Pentacles, I feel like this is why you don't want to say anything just now. The 5 of Pentacles is where they are, and I feel like spiritually, if you start a conversation with them, I feel like this is going to become a little bit more heated. I feel like they're going to want more information. They're going to want to know why. They're going to kind of be like, they're going to want you to pull a rabbit out of the hat with a great explanation. They're going to want more, like, where did you learn this? Where did you learn that? Where did this thought come from? Why did that happen? I just feel like you're going to get caught in a catch-22 situation if you go forward because they want more. They want to know a lot more than you want to get into at this point is what I'm getting. Now, why are they not pushing? Why are they not pushing back toward you? And this is why. Overall, even though there's been a snafu, a misstep, or whatever's going on between the two of you, overall, they're very happy with the relationship. And they got the wisdom to know, it seems like they're smart enough to realize if you don't come towards them coming towards you is not going to get them the answers they want. They seem to realize that. If you don't want to say something, you're not going to say something. If you don't want to, you're not going to. You know how to work around a situation. You know how to get around a subject. They see you for the intelligence that you have. They're like, well, if they don't want to tell me, they'll find a way to just not tell me. And I know that they won't tell me if they don't want to. If there's information I want that they don't want to give me, they're not going to give it to me. And they seem to be realizing that. But also when I'm seeing the Nine of Cups here, they value you for having that control. Like, that's part of what they love about you. And overall, they're not upset with the relationship. They're not happy with the situation is what I'm getting. But with the relationship, they're happy. I don't know if that sounds crazy, but that's how it comes across. Like, this, whatever the situation is what the situation is. But they do love you, and they're happy with the situation, which is another reason they're not coming forward. Because, like, why create a problem when they don't want a problem? Especially if they don't feel like they're going to get the information they want anyway. So they're not going to do that. Now, I feel you're still holding back. At the point, like, that Four of Swords on your side was popping in with the best possible decision, where you're just kind of like, I'm not going to bring it forward. I don't feel like anything getting better, and why make it an issue if it's not going to get better? Your partner is waiting. They're biding their time is what I'm getting. It's almost like, this is bad. I don't know how many rings, but like the first round of a fight, I don't know how many rounds it goes. Is it 9 rounds? It's like you've gone through the first round. Well, it makes sense with the 9. First round is done. And I feel like they're just letting it be. They're like, you know what, let's let this first part of the match be yours, or whoever's, or a stalemate, whatever. Fine. First phase passed. They're gearing up to come back towards you, though. Challenge card. They're trying to find another way into this situation. They are trying to find another way into this situation. They want answers, but they're willing to wait to get them. The Three of Wands, like, that's movement, that's usually travel, granted, but it's the challenge card, and it's coming in with creativity. And when it's coming in regarding this communication, they're going to try to find another way around and try to get you talking without you realizing it. Because they feel like, yeah, you're smart, and if I come at you directly, you're not going to tell me anything you don't want. But maybe when the right opportunity is present and I get you just talking on your own, because they seem to think when you start talking, you're just going to let things come out without realizing it. They're going to wait for their opportunity, and they're looking for it. They're looking for their opportunity. This is a challenge card. They're very creative with trying to find another way around the situation. I don't know if you want to, I don't know. I know that that's a travel card and that's movement, but that's how I feel like that's what they're doing with it, is what I feel like they're doing. Trying to find another way around the situation, trying to travel around the long way to come in the back door. Very creative too, I feel. I think this is funny because I see now I'm really honing in on this card, the Wheel of Fortune turning in your favor spiritually, because you're so articulate and very sharp when you want to be, and you know full well when this subject comes around, like, you're gonna know, but you're also gonna realize if you play it off a little bit more coy, like you don't realize what your partner's trying to do, you can move around things without them realizing you've moved around things. So the wheel's turning in your favor. Like, if they're trying to do like a little quick mental game, if you will. I know that may be pushing my luck, but if that's what they're trying to do, you're like, I'm up for it. I'm up for it. I don't feel like you're offended by it even. I feel like you're kind of titillated, kind of like, haha, you think so, do you? Bring it. Because I feel like you're very, I don't know, it makes me laugh because I feel like somebody coming at you thinking they're going to get something out of you without you realizing, you're kind of like, well, I know how to play that game. And sometimes I let a little bit more information go than They might think I wanted to, but usually that still works to my benefit when that happens. I feel that going on your side. And you're kind of like, I'll see it coming. Like I feel like you're there. Like I'll see it coming. And I know how to bob and weave around things where people don't realize I have bobbed and weaved around things. And it might actually move the situation on and more to my benefit. I don't feel like you're offended by this at all. You're like, I can use this. I can use this. I can do this, whatever I need to do here. You got the Six of Cups here. You have the Six of Cups here in what makes things better. That's history. You know how to appease your partner. You know how to move things forward. You know how to satisfy this. Them coming forward later actually makes you feel better, I get. Because you'll be able to move this around like you have in the past and really smooth this over with it being kind of seamless, without it really being a disruption. It can be very seamless, and you could kind of smooth this out and move around it how you need to. This, like them coming at you from like an intellectual spot, I don't know if they realize, like, I feel like you're more intelligent than they realize, and I do feel like they think you're intelligent anyway. They do view you as a highly intelligent person anyway, is what I'm getting. For the most part, I think of Libras as smart people, usually. I mean, I know that's, generalizing or whatever. But I feel like they don't really get how smart you actually are. They're going to move on from it, though. I do see that, too. The Eight of Pentacles is telling me at some point they get satisfaction with whatever they're looking for, and it doesn't last long enough. I feel like them trying to find answers and coming in around another way, the back door, I do feel like that's probably going to happen. But I feel like whatever they get from you, whatever information, they seem to be like, I don't know, they just seem kind of like bored with the situation, for whatever that means. They seem to move on pretty quickly. Because the Eight of Pentacles is telling me they're not really finding out much of what they didn't already know. And there's really nothing here for them to really work with. I feel like they're gonna move on from it. It seems like that's what's helping them. Whatever the situation is, the point of contention, I feel like they get a little bit of information unexpectedly, or maybe expectedly. I don't know. It doesn't really matter, though. I feel like it doesn't matter. They just kind of move on. The Eight of Pentacles is telling me the situation is already fortified and already has its assets. They don't seem to be shocked about what you bring forward if it's necessary for you to do so. They move on. They get bored with it and they move on. While they're upset about it, they're considering coming in the back door to get what they want out of the situation, to find out what's happening. By the time they do, though, I feel like just like, oh, all right, well, that's good enough. And they just move on. I feel like they're bored with it. And that's how that ends. Considering what we all went through with this read, I don't think that's a bad ending. I mean, you're going to definitely have to have your opinion on it. But I think that's interesting. Like, it doesn't feel like a major earth-shaking problem anyway, whatever it was. But for the most part, I feel like it worked out. Alright, let's do Libra singles. What do we have for single Libra? Messages for single Libras. Important information that they are not aware of, that they can bring forward and connect with to understand what is happening for single Libras, so they can maneuver it and go through it the way they want to, so they can balance out the situation the way that makes sense to them and makes them feel good about whatever they're handling, whatever they're dealing with. I like the Ace of Swords with a air sign. Not that I don't like it anyway, but Wow, we got 2 extra cards. I'm going to shuffle these a little bit. I don't know how far we need to really shuffle them, but we'll find out. I do like the Ace of Swords for an air sign, though, because I always feel like when an air sign has the Ace of Swords, that's when they're in their prime, that's when they're in their power. I'm generalizing again, of course. See if I pay the price for that. Okay. Page of Swords in the past. Whoever you're interested in, whoever that is, you've been paying attention, you've been gathering information, you've been playing it really coy is what I'm getting. Just kind of like, it's not that you're not talking, it's not that you're not putting information out there, but your main focus is to bring information about the other person forward to you. So if you're putting information out there, or if you're starting conversations, which Libras usually are pretty good at that, in my opinion, the purpose is to get things to come forward so you can observe and absorb. The thing is, you're getting the Hanged Man at the bottom here. So not a lot is coming forward on its own. And it's becoming more and more apparent that just kind of putting out some feelers and trying to get the other person or information to come to you isn't really working. I'm getting stagnant here, and I'm getting it's frustrating too. Because I feel like this is kind of damaging the situation for you. Because if it's like, why doesn't this just come forward naturally? Why is it like, why is this so blocked off, it seems? And I feel like some of you might see this as a red flag, kind of like, if it's this hard to get information to flow forward towards me, why, like, the question mark pops in, like, why? Why is this person such a mystery? Because I feel like this person might be a mystery to you. It's just not flowing. The information is not flowing towards you. I feel like that's a problem. Your thoughts at this point, the Empress. It looks good. Things look good from the outside. But I'm getting kind of like that painting on a wall feeling from this card. Because this is your thoughts. This card is representing your thoughts. But it feels like a painting on the wall. It's very flat. All dimension is perceived only. And you want to look behind, like you want to kind of look behind the painting. You're like, what's behind this painting? I'm trying to find out what's behind this painting. Who's the artist? Is it on the front? Do they have a certain type of signature? Can I find it? Is there more information on the back here? Because you're thinking there's a lot here, but it's just kind of like you're looking at it like a painting. Like, it looks beautiful from across the room, from a distance. But I'm not close enough. I can't seem to get across. I can't get past these velvet ropes to find out what's really going on. Like, who is the artist? What's the history behind this? How detailed is the work? Is it just one of those things that looks good from afar and you get close up and it looks like a blob? What is it? What's going on here? But you're hoping, like, because from where you're standing, you're like, it looks like this could be really good. This person could be really good for me. This is your viewpoint of the other person, by the way. But it's like a painting, kind of like, what's this really made of? What is the truth here? From here, it looks like this person's great. Are we on? Okay. This person's great. Very cautious, very considerate of other people, plans ahead. They look really good. But I can't seem to get past these velvet ropes just to get a closer inspection of the situation. I am getting that painting feel with that. It's interesting. So, based on that viewpoint, you got the Knight of Pentacles with the abundance. You've got a lot you feel can come of this situation. The Knight of Pentacles is kind of like, I feel like this is how you're viewing it. And you're like, there's a lot that could come of this. It looks like there's a lot I could be happy with. This could be great. The attraction is there. This looks like this investment could be great. We could match up. There could be a really good connection here. I'm noticing there's a little bit of something coming in here. I shouldn't say a little bit, because you got this. You got the Five of Wands, because I feel what's going on is the Ace of Swords. This is, I know I said this and I do mean it. I do feel the Ace of Swords is great for an air sign, because that's when you're in your power. And I'm getting this Five of Wands popping up, where you end up standing due to what you find out. You come forward with that Ace of Swords, and you get the truth. You find out, what is that painting really made of? What's really behind that painting? What is it really close up? Like, is this just acrylic paints? Is this an iron-on? Wait a minute, is this an iron-on? What is this, a t-shirt backing? What's going on here? Like, this doesn't look right. This is not at all what I thought it was from far away. The Ace of Swords is telling me you're getting the truth. And the Ten of Wands is telling me you're kind of like, ooh, there's a lot left to be desired here. I don't feel you really arguing with this person, to be fair. I know you're standing with the Five of Wands, but that can be conflict and controversy. I don't feel like you like what you're finding out, is what I'm actually getting. What it looked like in the beginning and where it's going are two different things. The Five of Wands is telling me you're not happy with what you find. You're very conflicted about it. A lot of controversy with this situation. I don't feel you arguing with this person, though. But the Ace of Swords is telling me you get your answers. Especially an air sign with that Ace of Swords, that's your power. You're in there, you're getting, you know what to say, you know when to say it, you know how to say it, you're getting your answers. Ten of Wands is telling me you're not liking what you're seeing. And I feel like you're soaking it in and you're thinking it over. I do feel like you like this person still. It's not that you don't like them, but you're quickly realizing this isn't going to work. Because you're transitioning out of that Hanged Man energy. And you'll notice you have the magical powers next to the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is because it's just not a match. And you don't want this. And you're heartbroken about that. And you're kind of like, if I do force this forward, it's going to be worse. It's a no-win situation at this point. You're just like, this isn't for me. I really like this person, but I don't want this problem. And the magical powers next to that Three of Swords is like, I'm just going to face it now. I'm just going to go through the disappointment now. Because it's going to be worse later. It may be the Three of Swords now, but it'll be the Ten of Swords later, or worse. Maybe the Devil card. You're just like, I'm not interested. This isn't going to work. This isn't going to match. I got to move on. I got to move on. You don't like it. You got the Three of Swords, but you're like, you know what? Better now than later. The magical powers is telling me you're forcing yourself to move on. Because you feel like it's for the best. The way this ends is three cards. There are three cards. The Death card into the Queen of Wands into the Ten of Pentacles. You are literally ending your romantic connection with this person. Any romantic interest. There's no more possibility after this. You've found out what you need. You're moving on from it. You've accepted it's not for you. The Death card is here saying this possibility is done. You're moving on from it fairly quickly. I don't feel that this is holding you down for long. I feel like you're moving on to the next. That's a very active, free card. Very free card. And you're going towards something that you're looking for something that makes more sense for your life, that you can connect in with your life, that you can cherish, build, and rely on. And that's why you're moving on. Because you're seeing there's better possibilities out here, better possibilities that will make more sense for you. I'm not seeing that as a person showing up. I just feel like as you keep moving farther away from this situation, it's kind of like being reinforced. Like that was the right move for you. That was the right move for you. And you're feeling better about that. The longer it goes, the better you feel. I feel like you're completely disconnecting from this person emotionally. I really do. And I think that's it. All right, I'm going to wrap that up there. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.